Hello everyone. Today I'll just give the introduction about the Python. Wherein normally in all the programming languages, comment line is one of the very important required lines. Unfortunately, in the current programming environment, especially with the students' domain, they don't give importance to the comment line. But when you talk about the structured programming or the programming, whatever are used in software development, command line plays a very important role because that improves the readability of the program. So now in Python, normally we write a statement in the command line with the hash symbol. So example is given here. So this is a command line. So whatever you write over here, say hash, it's a command line. Normally this hash is used to give a single command line. So you can have only one line for the comment. So either you can write it in a separate line or you can have adjacent to the statement or the instruction as this example is shown over here. And another very important feature of command line is if you want to deactivate a line of coding, normally these things come during debugging the program. If you are having some doubt about a particular statement, then just comment the statement. So that statement will not be displayed. Let's discuss. Let's see with the example for the same. So I'll write a code over here. Say for example, let me write a simple code over here. Say print hello. Next I write print world. Okay, now we execute. It takes some time as it's executing with the online. So when it is executed, see hello world. So two lines are displayed. Now what I do is I consider this line with the comment statement. Okay, I write with the comment statement. Now let me execute. So the world is going to display because this entire line is treated as a comment line. So not only this, if I want to take another example, let us say x is equal to 5, y is equal to 10, then say print x plus y. So if you want to execute, let me execute this. So it has become 50. Now let me comment the first line. Now x does not have any value. It's coming with 15 only. Why? I don't know. Because this should be treated as a comment line. Now let me treat this also as a comment line. It comes with the 15 only. So I'll change it to 10. Yeah, it's an old answer. It's an old answer. So let me go to new code. I'll copy this and paste it over here. Control C, Control V, wherein I just write it over here like this. It gives 15 to me. Anyway, so In the previous section, if I comment it, if I comment this, you will not be able to get the answer, the printable statement. So it just gives a blank. So there is no answer because the print statement is going to be comment line. So why is this happening? Let me discuss with you. So comment line plays a very important role. Then we go to a multi-line comments. So normally, sometimes we may require even a multi-line comment also, wherein your single line comment may not be informative, so you may need some more information about the paragraph or about the next set of functions, next set of codes you are going to write. So under such condition, you may require a multiple comment line. So under such condition, use these three for the multiple comment lines. Okay, so that in the beginning you use these three, you go on writing the multiple comment lines, at the end you use these three. So that will be used for multiple comment line. Okay, now coming to Python variables. Very important thing. What are variables? Variables are containers for storing the data values. So please remember that the data values are stored in the memory location. Normally it will be stored in the random access memory. Variables are nothing but the pointers to that particular memory location. Okay. So in turn, I can say that variables are containers for storing data values. And in Python, one very important point to note that there is no command for declaring any variable. It should be written in a golden word. See, unless you are C++, C or any other procedural languages, wherein you may have to specifically define the type of the variable. See this example, if I say x is equal to 5, suppose if I am using x as 5 in C or C++, prior to the use of this particular statement, I have to declare or define as int x. Then y is equal to John. Say char y of 10. That I have to declare it. But in the Python, there is no such command, there is no such concept of declaring the variables. Straight away you use the variables to assign the value to it. See, a very simple example is given. X is equal to 5, y is equal to John, print x, 5 will be printed, print y, John will be printed. Let's try out this. So I'll go to code once again. See, straight away I will mention x is equal to 5. Say y is equal to, say, John. Okay, then print x, print y. So I'll run this program. See, 5 is printed, John is printed. So straight away you can use those values to print. So this is done. Now there is one more point to discuss here. I'll write different types or different styles. Say I'll use x is equal to 5, y is equal to 10, print x, print y, print x plus y. Okay, I'll run this program. See, print x, 5 is printed, print y, 10 is printed, print x plus y, 15 is printed. Same way, I will use x is equal to Srinivas, y is equal to college. Now let me see what is the output I am going to get. Srinivas college, Srinivas college, x plus y. Okay, x plus y. So here, because these two are the string, these two variables are holding the string value, I am getting the concatenation of the two strings. See, very easy. Just remember, you need to write at least 5 to 6 lines of code for concatenation of two strings in either C or C++. But here, so simple it is. Just print x plus y. Okay, I can just mention x comma y also I can write. So if I mention x comma y, there are two. See, just find out the difference. When I'm printing x comma y, there is a blank in between. Whereas if I mention x plus y, there will not be any blank. So these are the differences you can observe here. So one more point which I want to mention here. See, I'll make x as 10, y as college, two dissimilar type of variables. X is an integer, y is a string. So let's see what is the output which I am going to get. See, I got 10, I got college, but when it comes to print x plus y, I got a typographic error because I cannot add two dissimilar variables and print them. Here, one more important point I would like to mention. This is a proof for interpreter. Why? Because the error is existing here. So print x, 10 is printed, print y, college is printed, but when it comes to here, there is an error, so you got an error. So this is a clear-cut example for the interpreter. Now let me give you another example. Okay, I will say x comma y. Now what output I am expecting? Yes, now I am expecting a correct output because I am displaying these two variables separately. I am not joining them. Okay, I am not joining them. So these are the exercises which one can definitely do to understand what is the role of a variable in the Python program. So this is what is the different ways of handling the variables and outputting the variables. Now, casting. Casting, it is a specific data type which we need to cast. So, just look at here. X is equal to str of 3 means what? Normally x is equal to 3 is an integer. X is an integer variable. But now I am casting it. how I am converting 3 into a text and then storing it into X. Now X will no longer be an integer variable. Instead, X is a string variable, or X is a character, not a string, character. Anyway, y is equal to int of 3, it's integer only. Coming to z, z is float of 3. Now z becomes 3.0. Let's look into this also, but before that, let me do a small exercise in here only. See, suppose if I mention plus here, I'm getting an error, right? Now what I do is I make a small change here. str of 10. That means now X no longer is an integer variable, but it is a string variable. Now just look at what is expected output. See, I'm getting 10 college. Why? Because X is holding the text value of 10. Now 10 is no longer a number. 10 is no longer an integer. It is a text. So I have converted that into a text. Now, for example, let me change the value of y. Say float of say 10, and this one I will comment it. This one I will comment it. So now let me get say 10.0 because I converted the integer value into its corresponding float value. So now here, suppose if I say I want integer of say 15.3. So now let me say how I'm going to get the answer. Say 15.3 is a float data which is converted into 15 because it takes the integer part of it and stores it in X. So I got 15 as an answer. So remember here the type conversion. So this is going to give you its corresponding style of the value, and the variable will have this corresponding data type. So that is what is called casting. Okay, so now I can have this also as an exercise. Normally, to get the type of the variable, I use type as a statement. Okay, I use type as a statement. Let me do that exercise also. See, let me do that exercise also. Say x is equal to 10, y is equal to 12.5, z is equal to say Srinivas. Now in the beginning, I'm sorry, z is equal to Srinivas. In the beginning, I simply print x, print y, print z. Let's see what is the answer I'm going to get. See, 10, 12.5 and Srinivas. So this is the answer I got. Now what I do is I just mention type of x, right? Type of y, then type of Z. Now let me run the program. See, it says type of X is integer, type of Y is a float, type of Z is a string. So that means type is a function which is going to give you the nature of the variable. What data type variable is holding. So that will be given using type function. So now here one more point to note. Always I used to give double quotes for a string. Even you can give single quote also for a string. And one more important point is variable names are case sensitive. Small a is different from capital A. Capital A is a separate variable, small a is a separate variable. Now coming to the rules for the Python variables. Any short name normally we use like ABC, MNG, IJ for the loop variables, XYZ. So these are all the short names for a variable that are accepted by the Python. But normally in the programming environment, we give some descriptive names so that by looking at the variable, we have to understand what is the role of that variable. For example, age is a variable. By that, what do we come to know? Age relates to the age of a person. It's a numeric value. So car name, total volume. So these are all some meaningful variable names. So when we are going to give the meaningful variable names, there are certain rules to be followed. The rule says a variable name must start with the letter or the underscore character. Okay? A variable name should start with either an underscore character or a letter. It will not consider any variable which begins with a number. And a variable name should contain alphanumeric characters. A to Z, 0 to 9 and underscore. That's all. No other special characters are considered. Then variable names are case sensitive, as I already told. Age, age, age. The three examples are given over here. All these are different variables. Then very important point, a variable name should not be a Python keyword. Okay, a variable name should not be a Python keyword. This is one important point to remember. Okay, see, these are all the accepted variables. See, my variable John, my underscore variable John. See, it says it can start with an underscore. Accepted, 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 accepted. So these are all rejected. Why? Because remember, any variable should not begin with the numeric value. The only special character which is supported is underscore, not a hyphen. And here there are two words. Two words cannot be for a single variable. You cannot have two words for a single variable. Now, there are different cases normally when we use to declare a variable. The first one is called camel case. So in a camel case, the first character is a small letter. Rest all the word begins with a capital letter. My variable name, my is small, variable V is capital, name N is capital. That is camel case. Coming to Pascal case, every word, actually it's a single word, there is no space in between, but there are three words. My variable name. So here every word begins with a capital letter. Now most frequently used case is a snake case, wherein Each word is separated by underscore. My underscore variable underscore name. So this is a snake case. Earlier one was a Pascal case. The first one is a camel case. So now coming to another very important point, that is multiple values to multiple variables. So here we have three variables. In a single line only we are assigning the values to that. X, y, z is equal to orange, banana, cherry. How many words are there? 3. How many values are there? 3. So X will gain orange, Y will be assigned with the banana, Z will be assigned with the cherry. So print X, orange, print Y, banana, print Z, cherry. So we shall practice it. Let us see. Okay, I'll go to a new code wherein say X, comma, Y, comma, Z, right? So what is given here is equal to orange, comma, apple, comma, grape. So now I will print X, print Y, print Z. Let me run the program. See, orange, apple, grape. Suppose if I add one more, let us say blueberry, and if I run, I'm getting an error. Why? There are 3 variables but 4 answers. Where should the 4th answer go? So it is not accepted. So how many numbers of variables you have? Only so many number of values you need to have. This is what is called multiple values to multiple variables. Okay. So now this is what is called multiple variables will have a single value, right? Multiple variables having a single value. Say, let us say X is equal to Y is equal to Z. So here I am giving only one value. So now let me check it out. See, one value is assigned to all the 3 variables. Multiple variables with the single values. Okay. Now this is what is called a unpacking a collection. So I am having a list. The first one, what is called a list, fruits is equal to, it's a list having 3 values. So I am giving X, Y, Z is fruits. The rest I am giving, ultimately first value will go to X, second value will go to Y, third value will go to Z. Print X, print Y, print Z. Right? So print statement is considered to be output variable. This we have already discussed. Print X, I can split into 3 variables and I can put comma and I can use plus also because all the 3 variables are of same type. So we are getting output like this. Very simple output variables. See here, X is equal to 5, y is equal to 10, x plus y, 15 is gone. X is equal to 5, y is equal to John, x plus y gives an error message. But here you get a correct answer as 5 and John. This experiment we have already seen. Okay, with that